program you they watch so. Now real life situations we they talk about without sugar coating at all at all. This program you they watch so. Now real life situations we they talk about without sugar coating at all at all. It's real life matters. Oh no, it's real life matters. Yeah. It's real life matters with Anita Abe.
Hi, it's Real Life Matters again, and I'm your host, Anita Abe. Today, we'll be talking about, is she a good wife? How do you know the woman is a good woman? And we have a guest right here in the studio. She's been married for over 7 years, and her name is Mrs. Evelyn Rufus. Here's my guest. Welcome to the show, Ma.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. And I know it's going to be a very interesting topic because when it comes to relationship, you're an idol. When it comes to managing relationship, you're somebody everybody looks up to. So today's topic is she a good woman? So the first question we'll be asking today is, how do you know or how do you tell a woman is a good wife?
Well, I will come in biblically.
Okay?
I think a good wife, I don't even need to start naming the qualities. Just go to Proverbs 31 and you'll see the qualities of a good wife. Submissiveness from God, that's his instruction. A man should love his wife, a woman should be submissive. When a woman possesses these qualities of Proverbs 31, submissiveness, you submit to your husband, you support him in every way, you do the right thing in the home to keep your home in place, you're prayerful, you're in short, I don't want to start naming the qualities, but I think the Bible best explains it in Proverbs 31 and what God says about a woman being submissive to her husband.
Okay, now you're talking about submissiveness. All right. For instance, so how do you really explain a woman is being submissive? For instance, now, a woman that wants to travel to Dubai, she has the money to travel. She has everything it takes for her to travel, and the husband says, don't travel. And she stays back, she doesn't travel. Then a woman that cannot afford it and tells the husband, I want to travel to Dubai. And the man says, don't travel to Dubai. Because she cannot afford it, she stays back. So is that woman being submissive?
Well, first, what is this woman going to do in Dubai? I don't think submissiveness is when the man selfishly says, go, don't go.
Okay.
If whatever you're going to do, it's going to be harmful to you or your home, and the man is telling you as a partner, I don't think it's right to do this. It's completely different, whether it's your money or not your money. It's completely different from when the woman is doing certain things out of her selfish interest because she has the money, or the man is doing certain things out of his selfish interest simply because he's the man and feels I have the right to say no. And since she must be submissive, she must do what I say. If she's going to Dubai for a profitable reason,
okay,
something that will add value to her or whatever she's doing, I don't think the man will just say no, whether it's her money or his money.
Okay.
And for the woman that did not go because she doesn't have the money, I won't call that submissiveness, because if she had the money, she might have just taken her move.
Okay. So the next question is, how a woman that is being bullied by her husband, should the woman remain submissive to the husband, or should she fight back?
What is submissiveness in the first place? And secondly, this submissiveness we are talking about is not something that's just one-sided, like a woman should be submissive. Before that statement came in the Bible, which we first heard about submissiveness, God said men should love their wives.
Okay.
Just as Christ loves the church.
Yes.
Then a woman should submit to her husband. So something is required from both the husband and the wife in a marriage.
Okay.
So if the woman is being bullied, do you bully what you love? It means she's not getting the biblical instruction of what the husband is supposed to give to her.
Okay.
Then if you are going to be submissive as a woman, does submissiveness mean even in the face of danger you have to remain there because you're being submissive? Even animals know when to run.
Okay.
So if you're in a marriage that's toxic, if you're in a marriage you're being bullied and you see danger, I don't think you need someone to tell you when to run. Even the Bible says wisdom is profitable to direct.
Wonderful. That's a wonderful one. She says, in other words, she's trying to say submissiveness is not being stupid. Right?
Exactly.
That when you are submissive does not mean you should be foolish.
Exactly.
Because some people, they just feel, I'm being submissive. My husband said I should not go, and they remain there. When the husband is not showing you love, then you say you are submissive. It takes two to tango.
Of course.
Like you said. So for a woman to be submissive to the husband, the woman needs to get love from that
the
husband.
Yes, it's a biblical instruction on both sides.
On both sides.
Yes.
So for a woman to be submissive, the man has a role to play. So the role, it doesn't just boil down to the woman.
At all.
Because when a woman is being loved, to me, I feel the woman respects the husband more. It comes naturally.
Yes.
Exactly. So for some men who has this ego, I am the man, it means they have to check themselves to know what they are not doing right. They need to check if they are actually loving the woman the right way. Because most times everything boils down to the woman, forgetting it's a two-way thing, the man and the woman.
Exactly.
So for a woman to be submissive, the man has to love the woman very well. Okay, now the next question is, do you think it's right for a man to marry a woman that is richer than him?
Well, I don't want to say it's right or it's wrong.
Okay.
But I'm just going to say, before you go into marriage, there are certain things you have to put into consideration. A man is naturally built to be egoistic in nature. And will the man be able to cope with a woman that's richer than him without feeling he's being controlled by her?
Yes, because most times they feel intimidated when the woman is more wealthy.
Yes. So, first of all, the man has to answer certain questions on his own. Like, will he be able to stay without reading meanings to every action?
Exactly.
Like, it's because she has more than I have. It's because she's the one that owns the money.
Yes.
Will he be able to overlook certain attitude and not read extra meaning to it? Then on the woman's part, will she be able to submit to a man that she is obviously richer than?
Or rather feeding.
You understand? Will you be able to listen to him or make him, like, allow him take certain decisions with you? Won't you be the type that wants to just do it because you have the money and not listen to anybody? See, money has power.
Exactly. It intoxicates.
You
Alcohol,
get
money
it.
and alcohol.
You get it. So you have to sit and ask yourself, because see, marriage, it's not the day you gather people together to do these whole activities. It's the life you live together after that day. So when you look into the future and see so many things that will be at stake, do you think you'll be able to hold it? I'm not saying the man will remain poor forever. No. You never can tell what tomorrow holds. But this is the situation, and we have to analyze the situation at the moment.
Okay.
So, is this something the man will be able to cope with? Is this something the woman will be able to manage? If it is, fine. After all, the man keeps struggling, working, hustling. He can just achieve even more than the woman. So,
okay. In other words, that's where understanding comes in.
Exactly.
Yes. So for a man to actually marry a woman who is way richer than him, they need to have this understanding.
Of course.
So that mutual respect has to be there. If not,
from the onset.
Exactly. So if not, things will actually not work well for them. So I don't really have a problem with a man getting married to a woman that is richer than him. But my problem is a man packing to a woman's house after getting married to the woman. That's where I have an issue. I don't know if you can actually throw more light on it, because it's something else.
Well, I will give my personal opinion on that. I'm not trying to speak for anyone.
Okay.
It's a personal opinion.
Okay.
I think it is wrong for a man to move into a woman's house. Like, seriously, you're married to a woman. The way it is built, she's under you.
Okay.
Not literally. I mean, I'm talking about spiritually, how marriage is built. So why will you get married to a woman and move into a house? We've had stories of celebrities recently that, in short, the whole social media went agog with how the wife said, "Pack out of my house."
But it's really somehow for Funke Akindele's husband to move down to Funke's house to be staying with Funke. And you know, it went viral when the song was like, Funke is the man of the house.
Yes.
He said a lot of things that
Yes.
people really did not want to listen
They
to.
didn't even believe.
But it's somehow like, get out of my house. Of which is supposed to be the man thing, like, get out
You
of my house. Then you
understand?
are doing, like, no.
See, there are some things in that are just supposed to be that way.
Exactly.
We shouldn't even try to alter it.
Yes.
If the man was living in a less kind of comfortable apartment,
Yes.
and maybe the woman was more comfortable, and you feel, okay, we need to do something better, why not get a new place
Together.
and move in after your marriage instead of packing? The Bible did not say you should move into a woman's
But
house.
don't you think if together they build a house, don't you think issues will still come whereby the woman will say, I spent more in building that house. That house belongs to me.
There is a sense of ownership in
Okay.
something you contributed to, no matter how little.
That's true.
It's completely different from when you're just there, like
Just carried your box.
In short, the woman cannot even tell you what did you bring
Yes.
when you are bringing little.
Yes.
The worst you will hear is, how much did you even bring, sef?
Okay, exactly. Yes, that's true.
So it's better to be told how much did you even bring, sef, than what did you bring.
I brought my boss.
You get it?
But really, it's somehow, you know, men are supposed to have this pride, like.
That's how they are built. Not even supposed, they have.
But how come? I don't know. Maybe they had an agreement. Maybe they had this. I don't know. Maybe
So
they had,
you know, relationship at the initial
When it
stage,
is
everything
sweet.
is just, you
Eh,
know,
and you will not be
very
thinking
sweet,
straight.
and you think that's how it's gonna be.
forever.
That's why I said you don't look at the beginning.
That's true.
At the long run, challenges will come, issues will come that you might not even be able to handle so easily.
Exactly.
So these are things you put into consideration before taking certain steps at the beginning,
Okay.
so it doesn't come later and just throw you off balance.
Okay.
That's it.
So to me as a man, even if it's a room and parlor you can afford, it's better you rent it. You take your wife down to your room and parlor with respect, with your red crown. You
Or
understand
better
that
still,
title?
if the woman doesn't, if she feels she was living in a way bigger or better apartment and
She
she
cannot
can't
move
come
with
down there, you bring the little you have to whatever she has and
Rent
get
a new
something
place.
more decent.
Exactly.
That's what I
That's
think.
it, Sha.
This program you dey watch so na real life situations we dey talk about without sugar coating at all at all. This program you dey watch so na real life situations we dey talk about without sugar coating at all at all. It's real life matters. Oh no, it's real life matters. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's real life matters with Anita Abe.
Welcome back from the short break. Still with me in the studio is Mrs. Evelyn Edurufas. And we are still talking about, is she a good wife? So the next question I'm going to be asking is a question that a lot of women are guilty of. Mrs. Evelyn, how can a woman that adds extra money to market money just to get little change or extra bucks like they say it, does that make the woman a bad wife?
Well, I won't say it makes her a bad wife, and I won't say it makes her a good wife either.
Okay.
But as a woman, you know the kind of man you're married to. You understand your husband. There are some men that will not give you extra money for anything.
Okay.
What they know is provide food in the house and and probably the woman is not working, she doesn't have any means of getting extra income, and she feels this is the only way I can do my thing, buy my underwears, buy my makeup, or those petty things women normally need.
Okay.
So she might see that as the only avenue. That's the kind of husband she has. There are some men that gives you free money. They can ask you if you're going to buy makeup, hair, if you've not made your hair. So for such men, I don't see any reason why, if you know the man will provide when you ask, or even voluntarily just gives you without you asking, I don't see any reason. So you know the kind of man you're married to. Like my husband, there was one time where he just jokingly told me, because when I go to the market, I sincerely buy everything. I even add my money sometimes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I do that. I don't buy extra, especially this period of, in short, inflation and all. If I carry certain amount to the market, I end up spending my small change, you know. So there was a time he jokingly told me that, don't I get extra money from the market? I said, no, I don't. I even add mine. He said, those days, when his mother goes to the market and she's coming back, she buys underwear, pants. He thinks that's how the mom used to get extra money now. So he believes I also get. I said, no, I don't get extra money. So you see the ideology you get. And so it just depends on the kind of man you're married to and how you relate with him, you live with him, and you cope with him. So I won't say it's wrong or right.
And you know, a lot of men, even when you are not guilty, they think you're always getting change from that market money.
Yes, that's the ideology. That, see, women generally in those days, I don't know of now, but our mother's time, even that's where they get their pageant. They even do contribution, daily contribution from feeding money.
For instance, school fees is 200,000. They'll tell the husband the school fees is 300,000.
You understand?
Add
so it's almost a norm with most women. So it's something that men believes. But
so if you say you want to judge your wife because she added extra box to market money and you judge her a bad wife, my sister, you will not see good wife. If that's how you classify good wife,
I will call that being a bad
because
wife.
we that don't add change to market money, we are very little. We are not 1 to 2%.
I'm telling you.
Because it's like the normal thing.
Yeah.
School fees, they inflate it.
Yeah.
Market money, they inflate it. It's not just like normal. Even the men, they see it as normal. They say,
yes.
From the money
they just believe that if you tell them 100,000,
you've added 20,000 to
like
it.
10 or 20 for you. But they will give you anyway.
Alright, that's for that. Then there's one post that was actually trending on social media. Okay, let me just get it. I'll share with you. Okay. It was actually trending. Somebody posted, I lost a friend last night because he couldn't afford the school fees for his 2 daughters and he committed suicide. Then somebody else commented under, the worst part of the story is that his wife had already paid the fees but informed the school to keep asking her husband so she can get a refund cash. Then the one that burst my head is another comment where somebody said, God forbid this kind wife. If she crosses my path by mistake, God send her to an early grave. May this kind of woman never come near me. So what can you say about that?
I don't have to say amen to that last prayer. It's a sad situation anyway.
Okay.
But I will analyze it.
Thank you.
In both ways.
Okay.
Like I earlier said, as a woman, you know the kind of man you're married to.
Exactly.
There are some men that when they know the woman is financially stable,
okay,
they leave responsibilities to her.
Which is wrong.
Very wrong.
Very.
They leave responsibilities to her even when they can't foot those responsibilities.
Okay.
In short, I have been in a seminar or a talk show where a woman shared her experience with her husband. Okay. That her husband spends her money. He tells her, what are you doing with money? He doesn't want her to have any money to herself.
That's bad.
So, For such a woman, you won't blame her for hoarding her money,
Okay.
right? So as a woman, you know the kind of man you're married to. If the man is the kind of man that will have his money, but because he knows you have, he will leave you to foot responsibilities that are supposed to be his, like
Yes.
payment of children's fees is supposed to be the husband. If he has the money, if he's working, if he's doing well, that's his responsibility. So if that's the kind of man you're married to, and you as a woman, because you don't want your children to go through certain situation in
Yeah.
school, certain embarrassments, you go behind, pay,
Pay.
and tell the school management to keep asking your husband so that when he pays, you can
Get
get
your
your
refund.
money back. It's not wrong.
Thank you.
It's not. You're only living with the kind of man you're married to.
Exactly.
You have to study the situation you are in life and know how to manage it. Even with your kids, you have to know how to manage each child with the kind of attitude they possess. So, first, if that's the case, I won't totally blame the woman, because the woman, of course, didn't see her husband will commit suicide.
Okay.
She didn't do it with the intention of pushing her husband
To
to
commit
commit suicide.
Okay.
That was something he did out of, in short, out of the unexpected, out of the blues.
So me, I would say that man is a coward.
I won't totally call him a coward.
Why?
Like I said, I'm going to analyze on both sides.
Okay, I'm listening.
My first analysis is on the first side,
Okay.
which is the woman did not intentionally push her husband that far, and the man might be the kind of man that will not bring when he has. But in this situation,
Okay.
it's obvious the man doesn't have,
Okay.
for real. But what about the wife? How much does she know about her husband? Because as a wife, you're supposed to know your husband's capability.
Okay.
If the man doesn't have this money and he has not paid the children's fees because he doesn't have it at that time,
Okay.
as a wife, you should be able to tell when your husband does not have, genuinely, because you see it in him. You will know. You should be in the know of his business or whatever he's doing, his work and the rest. So if, as a woman, you know he doesn't have this money, but because you just want to be pushy, you think, yes, when he knows these children have not paid school fees, he will go the extra length, or you think there's someone he's supposed to ask that he will, and you just feel he will go the extra mile, and you keep pushing. I think that's totally wrong.
Okay.
That's totally wrong on the woman's path.
Okay.
Because marriage, it takes two. There are times that the man whose responsibility is to take care of the home might be financially down, and the woman is financially stable. In such situation, I don't see anything wrong in the woman carrying on with the responsibilities pending when the man can find his feet again.
Okay.
That's on one side.
Yeah.
If the woman knows her husband was genuinely down, he couldn't really afford it at that time,
Okay.
but she kept pushing him till he got to that point where he couldn't take it anymore, then I would say she was wrong.
Remember.
But
Okay.
I haven't gotten to my destination.
Okay.
I am not justifying the man's suicide, whatever. No. The man was totally wrong. I don't want to even believe it's this school fees that pushed him into committing suicide. Maybe there were other things that pushed him into depression and made him take the decision of committing suicide.
Not
because
school fees.
Not school fees. How much is school fees? If the school is so expensive that you can't raise the money from anywhere, pull the
Take them
kids
to
out
another school.
and take them to a cheaper school.
It's that simple.
So I don't want to believe it's school fees. No. And on the man's path, I will blame him for committing suicide. Because that was to the extreme. If you are alive and you can't pay your children's school fees, so when you're dead, what's going to happen?
Thank you.
So many things would have been put into consideration. The woman did not push the man to commit suicide. I know social media likes to trend for the wrong reasons.
Because when I actually saw this post that day, I was mad. I was like, how can you say the woman is a witch, a wicked woman? Do you even know if that woman borrowed that money
to pay
that
for
school
the
fees?
So
and hoping when the man pays back,
she will return it. So
there are lots of things we should actually look into before judging.
Yes.
Because the outside world, they are quick in judging.
That's it.
They are calling the woman a witch,
listen to
a
the
wicked
surface
woman.
and That's
And
it.
no matter what,
Which
I
woman
blame
in
that
her
man.
in the right frame of her mind will know her husband will commit suicide and still
push
she
him.
was trying to get money from him. Why would she even want him to commit suicide when she's expecting to get money from him?
To me, I actually feel that man is a coward. Whether you like it or not, that man is a coward. He's running from his responsibility. He's scared to face the truth. Because if he's not a coward, he will not turn his wife to a widow. He will not make the children fatherless. He wasn't thinking.
Well, you're right to say he's a coward, but do you know people who commit suicide, they don't even think of the aftermath. See, we all have different mental capacity.
Exactly.
I used to blame people who commit suicide
before
I lost a friend of mine to same suicide 2 years ago. So
sorry about that.
I was mad. I was like, why would she even do this? She has a 7-year-old son who's going to take care. Didn't she think she's selfish? And while I was in all of that, a friend of mine who's a mental health coach or whatever called me and really told me a lot of things that made me realize that, see, some people don't have this mental strength we're talking about.
But you know why things actually weigh them down like that? They don't speak out. They don't talk.
Yes.
Because I believe the things you keep to yourself, it starts growing there. Once it gets here, you can no longer take it. The next option is for you to take your life. But when you speak out, there's this relief you feel.
Speaking out helps.
He's married, for crying out loud. He should have spoken to the wife. Do you understand? You call your wife, you talk to your wife.
In this situation, I don't even think he had a communication with the wife at that time.
Okay.
I don't think so. Because if he has this communication with his wife, the wife will know for sure that my husband can't do this. And this is pushing my husband too far. So I don't even think, there are some marriages and the husband and wife, they are just living like, in short, brother and sister are still close. They are living like strangers, but they are husband and wife in the same house.
Same house, just because of the kids.
So before it got to this extent, and trust me, I don't think they had a communication, because if they did, the woman will know what the husband was going through.
But
except she's just a wicked woman, because I'm not trying to.
You are not joining the
yes,
public.
no, see that's why I said I'm going to analyze from different angles.
Okay.
My first angle was, what if it's possible the woman thought the man had the money.
Okay.
She did it and she was waiting, okay, when he brings it. Then on the other hand, it's possible the man does not have it. The woman knows he does not have it, but she wants to push him to wherever. He has friends,
but
let him borrow from his friends.
The woman was not the one pushing him.
See.
The woman only made, the woman paid the fees.
This will be you. I don't want to believe you are doing women supporting women.
No, I'm not doing women supporting women. I'm just being plain. Because for the man to have taken his own life, that is what I'm capitalizing on.
Okay,
then
I
for
think
the
you're angry. Why would he kill himself?
Then for the people calling that woman a wicked woman, they've never lived in the same house with that woman. They don't know the pain that woman is going through.
Well,
do you understand? Because then when I was in school if my father does not have money, my mother will pay. Once my dad gives us the school fees, we'll refund it
to your mom.
Because sometimes these women, they have a way of joining different contributions. Women always have money because they have a way to access money. But men, they are proud. They don't join contributions. They believe contributions 10,000. What's 10,000 every month? Do you understand? So women must find a way to access money. Then my mother will pay our school fees. Once my father gives us the money, we refund it back to our mom. So in a situation like that, you will call my mom a wicked woman. So I think because I'm actually in the middle of this, that's why I understood.
No, you can't just analyze it from your own point.
Okay, I'm not doing
you can't just use your experience.
I've seen people also. I've seen people. I have a friend. She's the one that takes most of the responsibility in her home. She borrows her husband money. The husband will never pay back. So in a situation like this, when she knows there's something the husband needs to do, even if she wants to borrow that money to the husband, she will not directly borrow the money to the husband because she knows the husband will not pay her. She will just say, okay, this is my friend, we borrow you the money. She will even call the friend and say, okay, borrow him. Because the man will be ashamed now to say he will not pay that friend. So when they are judging, because we on social media, we are too quick to judge. We are too quick to condemn.
I'm not disputing that fact at all. We are
too quick to condemn. Yeah. They don't even know how they are living at home. They don't even know the extent of how that woman went to get that school fees money that she paid. But the next thing, they started calling her names. She's a bad wife.
Yeah.
God forbid. The aspect that is actually getting me mad is that God forbid.
You are taking this personal.
Do you understand?
I will say you're taking it personal because you don't know this woman in question.
I don't know her.
And you don't know the situation.
I don't know the man.
Now, do you know there are also women who will deliberately push this men to the wall? Have you not heard of story? I think it was even a real life story where the woman built a house, rented the house. She and her husband were living, and her husband was paying the rent.
Paying the rent. That
So
woman
that's
is a wicked
wicked. You
woman.
get that's
Do you understand?
wickedness.
So when you talk of things like that,
and
support
this
that
can still
woman.
this can still be likened to that situation you're talking about. The woman can know the man does not have this money. The woman can know my husband does not even have this strong mental capacity, but I don't care. He's the father of the children and he has to take the responsibility.
To pay this.
There are some women
But do you
they will
think-
never
no,
take
see,
a man's
Let me
responsibility.
tell you something. Do you think a woman who is that wicked, do you think she will pay the school fees at first? She won't. A wicked woman is a wicked woman. She will not pay that school fees at first.
She
first.
can pay the school fees because you don't even know the level she has placed herself in the school. She might be in this kind of, they might be seeing her in this light that, oh, this woman is a big woman.
Yes.
Of which she might have even presented herself in that manner.
Okay.
And she won't want to face that embarrassment of them sending her kids out of school.
Okay. Then do you know a woman that has placed herself that high will not belittle her husband in the school? Because by so doing so, she's also belittling herself. So let's analyze it. That's why I said, if that woman is a bad woman, at first she will not pay that fees. And if she's actually paying the fees because she doesn't want to be belittled or to be looked down, she will not tell them to drag her husband. Because when they are embarrassing your husband, the embarrassment goes down to you.
And some women don't care. They don't see their husband's embarrassment as their embarrassment.
That's when you call that person a wicked woman.
And what if that is the kind of woman this woman is?
That's why I said a wicked woman will never pay that fees.
Because
at
a
first.
woman who can go to the school management to say, be drawing my husband. And the school, in short, I as a woman, I will be embarrassed.
See, when they
to
will
go and meet the school management that I have paid the school fees, so they know I have paid. I will not tell them, be drawing their daddy. Man, that's me falling my hand right there. That's me going to tell the school that we don't have peace and unity in my home. We don't have that love. Because if we do, I should be able to tell my husband at home that, darling, I've paid this fees. Oh. I got the money from so place. I don't want him to know it's my personal money. And I'm expecting him to give me when he has it. I can't go out to tell the school that be asking my husband, I'm going to display something different outside. So that's where I will fall. I will not completely say the woman is right or she's innocent. Because if a woman is truly in unity with her husband, is truly in peace with her husband, and they have communication, they will be able to talk about these things.
Like you said from the beginning, it depends on the man. What if that man is somebody who doesn't pay back? And the only way for the woman to get the money back is to discuss with the proprietress or the HM of the school. To tell them, this money, I actually collected it from somewhere to pay the school fees. Please, don't let my husband know I've paid the fees. Then, the school will ask the husband, your children's school fees, pay. But I don't see that as a ticket to suicide. You said that. That's not a ticket to suicide. What we should be facing now is, why did the man commit suicide? Who gave him the right to take a life that is not his? Who gave him that right to make his wife a widow? And who gave him the right to make his children fatherless? Sometimes I feel what I just see is that the man is a coward. The man is. Because if the man is not a coward, he should have the courage to face the situation. And a lot of people now, they shy away from responsibility. He just feel him taking his life. I don't wrong. Do you understand? So situations like that, even when you are down or you are depressed, you can't say there is nobody for you to talk to. I am here. Real life matters is here. Bring your situations here. The world will hear you out and they will answer you. They listen to you. That's what this show is all about. We are here to listen to the cries of people. We are here to find solutions to problems. We are here to become where they can lean on. Do you understand?
Yeah.
As far as we go, and as far as we tackle issues without sugarcoating them, we say bluntly, just the way they are. We are also here for them. So taking a life, suicide should never ever be an option.
No.
I don't even care to know what the woman did. I don't even care to know what actually happened. Taking your own life shouldn't be an option. It's no solution. The problem is still there. Him taking the life, the school fees was still unpaid by him. Him taking the life did not create any solution. I think what we should be preaching is telling people, value your life. Life has no duplicate.
You're not wrong. The truth is not far-fetched from what you have said. We, yes, teach people to value their life. Teach people to never take suicide as an option.
Yes.
Nobody is justifying what the man did. But do you know people who commit suicide? They didn't just wake up and feel, I want to do this for my selfish interest. We all have different mental capacity.
Exactly.
People who take suicide as an option were people that lost
That
hope
weak.
in everything.
Okay.
And their mental capacity is not even strong enough to handle the situations that were faced before them. And they didn't even have anyone to confide in. Now, as a married man, I'm not justifying the man, I'm not justifying the woman,
Exactly.
I'm sitting on the
On
fence,
the
I'm
fence,
not
exactly.
supporting anybody.
Okay.
As a wife, as a husband, there's supposed to be a kind of love you
And
share.
unity, exactly.
If you have that kind of love, sorry, nobody will commit suicide and leave that.
I think there's something lacking
There is something lacking.
in their home.
That's why I am not saying people were wrong by calling the woman a witch, but see, whatever we pushed that man into committing suicide was totally something wrong in the home. It's not just that school fees.
Exactly.
You might be surprised that man does not even have love from his wife, from his kids, from everyone he has around him. It might even be the kind of marriage that people, maybe his family didn't even support him to go into in the first place. So he would think, okay, even if I walk away, where am I going to?
Then you think children, as little as they are, they won't love their
People
own dad.
who commit suicide don't think about these things.
No, you
and
said-
these children you're talking about.
Yes.
I'm not saying this woman. I'm saying there are women who actually poison their children's mind against their dad.
As little as they are.
Of course, children learn very fast. There are things you tell a child that sticks with that child. It's just there.
So in other words, first of all, before you seek love from other people, you should learn to love yourself.
Of course, you
Because
will learn to love
if
yourself. But
you
what if
love-
your love is not enough?
If your love is not enough, you come to real life matters.
And what if these people have not come in contact with real life
That's
matters?
it. But the truth is, first of all, when you love yourself, you can't hurt yourself.
Sure.
You can't take your life.
Sure.
It is not selfishness, it is self-care. Do you understand? I can't love myself, then hurt myself. No. If I can't think of my spouse, I can't think of my children, I should think about myself. I should think about my dreams. I should think about my future. I think they don't have anything they're thinking about. That's why they actually took their life.
For
Because
anyone that commits suicide, at that point, they weren't even thinking
they
about
weren't
anything.
thinking.
No.
So I
They've
think
completely lost hope on everything. They just feel there's no light at the end of the tunnel. This is the end, the dark end. So they don't think. You can't blame people for committing suicide. It's wrong, it's completely wrong. But if they really had this help, I don't think they would have. But these people don't even know this thing. And like I earlier said, we all have different mental capacities. Some
Exactly.
people can't even take it.
they can't handle
There are
little
certain things
stress.
that you might be able to handle, like times 10 of it, and just one of it will come to me. I'm like, I'm not fit to. It's different.
Then
I think
secondly, they should train themselves. They need to train their mind.
that's why the mental awareness will keep going on and on. It will keep going on and on. It can't end. Because even these kids, see, some people have been messed up even from childhood. You don't know what people are dealing with. There are some people that even from their childhood, they've not found love. From the home they grew up, till they got married, till they passed through life, all the stages of school, got married.
No.
Then they got married and started seeing this kind of hate again. See, they might just feel, I beg. Maybe I'm not even born to experience
love.
this thing and just let it go.
That's why that's why we have to preach self-love.
Yes.
Loving yourself should be the key. First, number one, You have to love yourself, because when you love yourself, every other thing will fall into place.
That's
because
true.
sometimes when you don't even love yourself, even when others are showing you love, you won't be able to feel it. But once you love yourself and somebody is there showing you love, you'll be able to feel that love and
Of course,
reciprocate
it
the
starts
love.
with you.
So it starts with you. So I still don't see why the public was blaming that woman.
The public will blame the woman because it came out like she has paid the fees. She said she made the school to keep dragging
But
the man.
another
So
thing,
in the eyes of the public,
Yes.
she pushed the man.
But you know those comments, those comments under, how are we even sure it's even school fees?
It's definitely, even if it's school fees is just a part of it. It's not
Yes.
only school fees cannot make
And
a
how are we
man.
even sure the woman actually paid the fees? You know, some people will just comment, they just want to talk. Say
Yes,
the
to
woman
make it
paid
look
the
interesting.
fees.
And how are we even sure the story is real?
The story is real.
Okay, so the truth is, the man that committed suicide did not commit suicide because of school fees alone.
Exactly.
So
There's
many
something-
waters have passed through
Exactly.
that we don't even know. And
He was
unfortunately,
depressed and
the
unable
dead
to
can't
handle
speak.
it.
So if the dead could speak, the man will be telling us
And
his side
speak
of
for
the
himself.
story.
Yes.
So I cannot blame the public for insulting the
Criticizing
wife.
the woman.
I can't blame the public, but I'm also saying the woman might have genuine reasons why she did this thing without knowing
Yes.
the man will go that far.
But at the moment, do you know the woman might still be in shock, losing her own husband.
Of course, she will be in shock
And
because
she'll be
no
in
woman
pain.
will deliberately go that far. She knows her husband will kill himself and she will still. Why don't she just take a knife and kill him instead? She never expected it to get to that.
Yes.
No, she never expected. So she will definitely be in shock. She will regret her action. She will regret her action.
That
but
if she had known,
you get.
should have just told the husband, I've paid though.
I've paid,
Is
and
it not
hey,
so I will
you know?
look for the money and pay? You understand things like
So
that?
she never saw it coming, and that's the truth. She won't. There's no way she will know.
Then what I
happened.
just feel we should do, public opinions, we are too quick in judging. We should find a way of loving and sympathizing with people. We are going through issues. I just put in fire, quick. Do you understand?
don't care.
They don't care. At the end of the day, suicide should not be an option.
At all.
No matter what.
At all.
We should try to
Shouldn't.
build our mind. You know, when the mind is weak, the
And
body
speak.
becomes weak.
Speak
Do you
up.
understand? Yes, you speak up. Like me, I rather cry out, or after crying, I clean my tears. Somebody will be going through pain, you tell the person, don't cry. Please cry. If that cry will relieve you of that pain, please cry. Cry and feel better. Don't take your life. Crying can be an option, but suicide should never ever be an option, because life has no duplicates. The dead, a lot of brains are down the grave. A lot of big people are down the grave. A lot of happy husbands, happy wives are down the grave. If you take your life today, how then will you become happy? Thank you for watching today's episode. I remain your host, Anita Avi. Don't forget to like, subscribe on our channel. Don't forget to follow us on our social media handle right on the screen and in the concept. Thank you and have a lovely day.